We met in college, both shy, both awkward, both firsts for each other. That counted for something back then. A decade passed. We built a life, a quiet one. Inside jokes, grocery lists, Sunday mornings with her head on my chest. I thought we were unshakable. When she started the new job, I was proud. She had always played it safe, but this role demanded confidence, fast decisions, faster friendships. It was good for her. I told her that. I encouraged her. Then it shifted. At first, it was little things. A new wardrobe, laughter that didn't include me, her phone lighting up late at night, face down on the kitchen counter. I asked about it gently. She called me paranoid and kissed my forehead. Then came the nights out. Happy hour, wine night, just the girls. She'd come home late, makeup smeared, smelling like smoke and vanilla. Her stories got shorter. Her touch got colder. The bed felt larger, emptier. Then one night, lying in bed with her scrolling beside me, she said it. Have you ever thought, maybe we're too young to be monogamous forever? I thought she was joking. I laughed. She didn't. She looked at me, serious, curious. I'm not saying I want to cheat. I'm saying, what if we could have freedom without betrayal? I stared at the ceiling for a long time that night. I remembered the vows, the years, the quiet loyalty. But I also remembered her smile from months ago, the real one, and how I hadn't seen it in a while. So I said yes. I told myself that loving her meant not caging her, that it was modern, that maybe I'd feel freer too. But when she leaned over to kiss me, whispering, "Thank you for understanding," something inside me went still, like the part of me that used to believe this was forever. The rules were simple. Be honest. Be safe. No friends. No co-workers. No one we'd ever have to see again. She broke that last rule first. It started with her working late more often. Then weekend strategy sessions. I knew the name before I asked. Paul, her manager. Slick haircut. One of those guys who always called women rock stars in meetings. I had seen his texts pop up before, motivational, flirty, just close enough to be deniable. At first, I played along. I dated, I tried, but every time I sat across from someone new, I found myself staring through them, waiting to feel something. I never did. She, on the other hand, flourished. She'd come home glowing, alive. She started wearing perfume to bed again. Not for me. I could smell the difference. Then, one evening, I found her phone unlocked on the kitchen island. I didn't go looking. It was just there. A message preview from Paul. Still thinking about last night. Can't get your laugh out of my head. I didn't open it. I didn't have to. That night, I told her I was seeing someone too. It wasn't true yet, but I needed the words to exist. A week later, I met Hannah. She was nothing like my wife. Hannah spoke gently, moved slowly. She never once asked if I was okay. She just listened like she knew I wasn't. She brewed ginger tea with honey and called herself boring. I called her peaceful. With Hannah, I didn't feel like I was cheating. I felt like I was healing. Meanwhile, my wife grew quieter, less celebratory. I think she saw it. The shift in my eyes, the emotional distance she had pioneered now mirrored back at her. The irony wasn't lost on me. She wanted freedom. I gave it. But what she hadn't counted on was that I might use it to finally leave. Hannah never asked for more than I could give. Maybe that's what broke me open. She didn't try to fix me, just made space for me to breathe. I'd come over some nights just to sit in silence. She'd hand me a bowl of rice and kimchi. No small talk, no performance, and I'd feel whole, not healed, but not hollow either. One night, I reached for her hand without thinking. She didn't flinch, she just held it, her thumb tracing mine. I felt like a man again, a man who could be wanted gently, without conditions. 2 weeks later, my wife noticed. I came home to find candles lit, music playing, her in the same dress she wore on our honeymoon. She smiled like nothing had happened, like she hadn't gutted our marriage, and handed me the blade. "Can we talk?" she asked. I didn't sit. She moved closer, touched my chest, whispered she missed me, said things had gotten confusing, but she finally realized what she wanted: me. I stared at her, the curve of her jaw, the lips I once memorized. I didn't feel desire. I didn't even feel hate. "I'm stopping the marriage counseling," I said, "but I'll keep going alone." She froze. "Why?" "Because I'm not trying to save us anymore. I'm trying to figure out what parts of me survived this." She started crying. Real tears. Maybe even honest ones. What does she have that I don't? I almost answered. I almost softened instead. I just looked at her and said, "If you still have to ask that, maybe that's the whole problem." I packed a bag that night, moved into my brother's place. Hannah didn't ask questions. She just hugged me longer than she needed to. And for the first time in months, I slept through the night.